Welcome to devlog 6 for paper editor. This time we're going to talk about score. And we're going to look at how score is calculated in the game and a few other small details that I've implemented since last time. The most important one, however, is you can actually play it now. Yeah, it's not much, but it's definitely a start. So 6 devlog episodes in, we finally have something that looks like a game. And we'll start by hiring some reporters. We got one who's interested in history and fashion, and another one who's interested in politics and local news. So let's see if we can find some. Well, we had someone who was interested in history. We have a history story. Ah, it just despawned. Damn it. Here's someone we can hire. Oh. You like science and sports. Didn't I just see something like that? All these stories just despawn right in front of me. Fashion. Here's a fashion one. You like fashion. Boom, you get this one. I'm trying to get the match because it gives a huge boost to the score. Politics. Did I have politics? Yes, I did. You'll see that each of these stories has an importance score. That is not the actual points you'll get from that story. There's a whole explanation to that, which I will give you separately in a sec here. But science and sports. Science, here we go. Wait. So with 8 hours until deadline, I have successfully found stories for 3 reporters, totaling 5,700 words out of 30,000. So not a lot of original content there. There's some pretty short stories. Maybe if I can hire another reporter who's into crime or arts and culture. Here's a crime story. Pretty big story, 4,000 words. That brought us over 10,000. So that's going to be a main feature. Thank you, Margaret Perez. Hopefully that'll also boost our score quite a bit. Which is coming up here when the deadline expires. We should see the first real, actual gameplay. You can complete an issue now. You'll see that little check mark to indicate that reporters have a story assigned to them as well. But here you go, issue number 1. We published 3 original stories, 10,041 words. 3 of them were matches to interest, which means, of course, it boosts the score. And the final score for this issue was 173 points. All right, and we're ready. Time is already ticking. That prompt that pops up that tells you that the issue has been published, that does not pause the game because, in the news world, time never stops. So I've tried to capture that in this game by you're not pausing it. It just keeps going. Let's just assign this. Not care so much about matches this time. My scrolling feature here isn't quite working the way I want it to. I know why. I just haven't gone around to fixing it. History or fashion? Fashion! Boom. Also a bug, these stories don't despawn after you assign them. But okay, I haven't really spent any time fixing bugs. I just kind of plow ahead, and unless the bug breaks the game. Alright, we'll give her a crime story. 4 hours till deadline. We got to make sure everybody has a story. Don't want to waste any resources. Reporters do get paid every week. So this guy here, Charlie Bones, he gets $2,225 per month. So that is paid out in 4 installments every week. Here we go. Issue 2 is out. 3 original stories because we only have 3 reporters. Slightly fewer words, 9,686 words. One of them was a match. And our important score for this issue was 145. This is the output from the debug console. So this is not something you actually see in the game, but I have this output spitting out in the background so I can sort of see what's going on and see that everything is happening. So as volume or issue 2 was finishing up, we saw this part here on the screen, the number of stories, the final score, and the matches. What we didn't see was how that final score was calculated. That's what we are seeing in the debug output here. The pre-volume score, which is the raw score of all of our stories added up together, and again taking the reporter's skill, experience, and happiness into account. This is the score for that particular issue. Then we calculated how much of the total volume we have written. We have written 32.29% of 30,000 words. Then, of course, we take the importance, multiply it by the volume we wrote, and we end up with a score of 144.85. Just then round it off to 145, and that is our final score. So hopefully that makes a little more sense. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you like this, please show it on the social medias, subscribe to the YouTube channel, tell your friends about it, all that good stuff, and keep watching for more devlogs on Paper Editor. Thanks again.